Hello. Hope everyone's having a great day. What's today? Thursday. It's Thursday. Man, my week has been all over the place. All over. Okay, let's hop in. Take a quick peek. See where I left off last night. Stream was terrible. Twitch was like disconnecting. I don't know if it was my connection. If my connection worked fine with everything else, I will be keeping an eye on things. We'll see if it's been resolved. Hopefully it has. Hopefully. We'll hop back into here. Kind of take a look. So I was talking about the Spellforge before. Let me in. Oh, looks like my camera's not working. Great. Okay. This is where we are. Ugh. That's right, I got this part working, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bed. I remember this now. I remember. So there's so much to do right now. So much to do. God, where do I even want to start? I really don't know where I want to start. I guess I could, you know what? I guess I do know where to start. I'm going to move these to at least be positioned correctly, and then I can edit this model. We can change the selection boxes now that I have the selection boxes piped in. I'm not sure where these other selection boxes are gonna go. I think place this into here, change the model a bit, and then kind of see where we are from there. Yeah. See where we are. See, this is done. Like, it works. You put it in, quote unquote, and it just starts right away. So let's do that. We're gonna be messing with the position. I want to go into... Where is it? Which window? Which window? I think it is... I don't think I have it up. Let's close that out. It's either going to be in the block entity or the block. I think it's going to be the block. I'll check there first. Where is it? Block. Station. Spellforge. There it is. I think it has to do with this. Jun Kekusa. Hey man. Can I say love the mod? Awesome. Thank you, thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. Having so much fun with it. That's awesome. It as long as someone out there enjoys what I make, it's worth it. Thank you. Yeah, we are changing Spellforge stuff right now. We got to get that in there. Thinking about it, it's not in the block. It's going to be in the block entity. We're gonna cruise on down, and it's specifically gonna be in here. So I'm gonna have to calculate this based on north, south, east, west. This is for the tablet. So technically, this would be facing north. You know what? Or it's facing south. So I'll focus on north first. This is what we could do. We'll just put a -1 in here. If this shifts, it means it's north facing. If nothing happens, we should be looking at south. And we're gonna do a quick load. So this thing's going to, like, jump ahead. Or it's gonna jump to the side. Oh, dude, it's beyond amazing. I've got hundreds of hours in Vintage, but your mod adds a new and quite addictive path for the game. It's really cool. Sweet. That's what I was hoping for. North is not the way. Is that closer? That may actually be closer. So I think this one's north and the other one's probably south, right? There we go. We'll kind of fireball that in. We're gonna reload. So it's probably this one. See, I'm gonna have to place a facing down like north, south, east, west. And then I just have to manually kind of, like, once I figure out one, it's not gonna be hard to figure out the opposite end. Should be pretty similar. Nope. Another moved! Am I doing the right thing? Let me see here. Pull this up. It would be in the tablet slot. Wonder what's going on here. So let me minimize those. So I got the rotation. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna want this swapped the other way. I could mess with that rotation now. I'll move it first. I'll move it first. Yeah, see, everything's gonna be north here. So I think the way it's supposed to be is, like, whatever your facing is. Here, I'll leave those there. So this would be north, south, or northeast, southwest. Now let's get some ciphers to put in here. We'll just place you right there. There we go. Alright, buddy, you just watch me work. Do you mind if I pry and see what else you're thinking of adding, expanding on this mod? Sure, let me try out, let me at least prep this, and then I want to save and shut down anyways. I'll show you what's coming. Why not? That's what the mods or the live streams are for. Normally you'd see my face. But my webcam's been sick, so like every couple streams it seems to just suddenly magically work. You know, like it's never skipped a day. It's being lazy right now. I'm talking to you. Talking to you, webcam. General, let's get some ciphers. Honestly, it doesn't matter which kinds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is like... I don't even see where this one is. Is this unstable? Nope, good. Here, we're gonna kind of break this all out here. So that one's not even attempting to render. It's somewhere. It's not here. Which one's that? That's north. North. That one's fine. See, this is what I would expect. Just seems like this one is having issues. Alright, but either way, let's save and quit. I have a habit of just shutting down the game. Alright, and we will hop back in. So the next leg of the mod, so tier 1 and tier 2, right now they're kind of soft tiers in the game. I took out all the restrictions, but I feel like tier 1 and tier 2 is basically done. You know, you got the wands, you know, you got Serenity for tier 2. And so right now the goal is tier 3 and beyond. Like, what is a mage who has tier 3 spells? What's their treadmill? Like, what can they do? Or what should they be doing? I plan, it's gonna be ambitious, but I have an idea for lunar and soul magic. I'm not sure what exactly, like, I have a rough outline, which can change depending on what else, you know, other things I'm doing. But I would like the lunar side to be something that you do at night. That's going to be able to make mana potions. And then from the soul magic side, that's going to have to do with, like, sacrifice, you know, blood, you know, sacrificing creatures and stuff. And then that is going to... I think it's going to probably give health potions. But I may find a better source. It may, instead of health, it may be a combo of, like, health and stability. For that, like, maybe it's not, maybe it turns from something that's, like, you know, kind of like a blood magic theme to something that may have more to do with the stability side of things. There'll be a tier 3 wand, and I think the innate spell in the tier 3 wand, it will have Transmutation 3, Serenity 2, which is just better versions of the 2 spells you already have, and then it will have Entropy. And I think that's going to be like a transmutation that you use on dead creatures to trigger an effect. Right now I'm thinking you either get raw materials, you have the ability to spawn an abomination from it, which can also give you raw materials, or you can kind of get a soul shard from the creature, and then you would break that for, like, a loot pinata effect. But just another way to interact with things, it would be how you would get the tier 3 resource you'll need every now and then. But the big thing is going to be these guys, the Sentinels. They are going to be boss creatures. These guys are going to have 2 phases. What you're seeing right now is phase 1, where Big Boy here is kind of stuck in the rock. It's a stationary fight. Right now, he has the ability to shoot fireballs. He will summon minions as well, like other elementals of the same type. And if you get close in melee, he will try and do a melee crushing attack. You kill these guys, which is going to be hard. You're going to want to bust out all the stops for these guys. They're going to be beefy. 2 phases. You will get... so far, I have 3 things planned. Obviously, these guys are going to drop really good materials. It's going to be worth the fight. One of the special materials, one of the special things, is going to be a specific staff to the element. So this guy may drop, like, the Inferno, which will have a unique look, something you cannot craft, and maybe, and it's going to be one of 2 things. Either it's going to be a staff that you would use with your, you know, with your Sanctum, and maybe it just has, like, better spell effects, and each element may do something. Or it's going to be a staff that has spells pre-baked into it, right? So maybe you don't need to be Invocation to be able to do, like, Fireball and stuff like that. You know, it may already come with the Infernal staff. So then you would get the staff, right? And then you could just change your spells and you know, do whatever. Cast whatever. That's one. The second thing... oh, crap. What was the second thing? I have it written down. There was another drop. I can't remember. That I guess that's not really important. The third thing it can drop is an Ancient Wyvern Egg. And you would channel mana into that egg. And you will be spawning... let me actually pull it up here. Make sure this is built. You will be able to spawn a Elemental Wyvern for that type. And you would train it up, and it's a mount. So that's the end goal for that. So a tier 3 mage that's, you know, seen it all, done it all, will be able to get their very own mount. The tier 2, the second thing, summoning. summoning stuff. There'll be a summoning staff. You will get summoning course from those drops, and you would be able to create minions. That's what it was. But yeah, these will be what you unlock. Flying wyverns. So this is the ultimate mage right here. This is what the ultimate mage is gonna have. And you will be able to breed these as well to get ones with better stats. So yeah, that is your sneak peek. That is your sneak peek right there. The drip. Yep, you know it. But yeah. Let's go back into the magic mod. Boop, boop, boop. We got the Spellforge first. Right now I'm kind of in break fix mode / getting feedback and making, trying to get rid of some of the pain points in the mod currently. For instance, a big pain point is the Essence Ash. In the next update that I push out, you will actually get 2 Essence Ash for each one rustic compound burned. So you will be well, that will increase your yield by a factor of 2. Oh damn, that all sounds quite ambitious, but also sounds really cool. Good luck with this. The Luna and Soul stuff especially sounds quite cool, and the Sentinel boss fights, mounts are all cool ideas. I was going to ask about adding dragons / wyverns. Yeah, and actually the wyvern one, there's going to be another mod that I'm going to be pushing out soon with just wyverns. They're not going to be like elemental stuff, so if you don't want to use the magic mod, you could still, you know, catch these things kind of box style, you know, crate style, try and raise them. But yeah, this is it's all ambitious. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be pretty good. Would they be similar to the Draconis mod currently in the mod page? No, they're gonna feel different. They're gonna be different. Well, I mean, were you watching the stream? I hopped on one and flew around. It's their flying's gonna be different. But I think some of the things are gonna be similar. They're gonna have stamina. And then mine have attributes as well, so they can. It's kind of like, think of the Minecraft horse. That was a big inspiration. I loved like kind of roaming the plains, and like you find that one horse that's like super speed demon, you know, or the one with like crazy stamina. So basically, the wyverns have 3 stats, and it's randomized with them. It's going to be health, you know, their maximum health, the stamina, how long they can stay in the air and fly. And their flight speed. So, and you'll be able to breed them together, you know, like male and female together, and then try to get stats from the mother and the father. So if you got like a father that's like really fast, right? It's got like a speed of like 18, and the mom has like the stamina of like 18, we'll say. The babies will have a chance of inheriting, you know, the father's speed and the mother's stamina, and then it can either go up by 2 or down by 2 as well. So you may be able to get a baby that's like 20 20 20 across the board. But yeah, that's how the breeding's gonna work. And then of course the mother and the father will, you know, the babies, you know, depending on if they're male or female, they'll pick a random skin as well. You know, so they'll look like either the mother or the father. So there's a whole breeding aspect of these things too. But yeah. Alright, Spellforge. Spellforge. This is what I want. This is, I believe this is where I need to be. I'm not so sure anymore though. Let me look specifically for tablet stuff, right? So I think this is it. Want to say this is it. All right, let's go into... Let me take a look here. Okay, so I don't have any errant things for Thaumic Foundry. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, I don't have anything here for the Thaumic Foundry either. These are the selection boxes. I will eventually change these. But it's not a selection box that's having a problem, it is the position. Like when you place something in. So I don't think it's in here. I think I remember it being up a little more. Crap, where'd it go? Down a little more. There we go, right in here. It should be in here. Will these sentinels spawn in dungeons, caves, or will they be something that we summon ourselves to fight? You will summon these yourselves, and there will be ample chat to let you know, like in the guidance stuff, like don't summon these in your front yard because the fight they're gonna be beastie. And I got some fail safes in already to where if you summon it and it kicks your butt, just stay away from its aggro range for like 5 minutes and it will despawn. Like they don't stay out forever. They're gonna have 2 phases. They're gonna have a stationary phase and a movement phase. The movement phase is probably going to be a little more destructive, so you're not going to want to, you're not going to want to have these guys kind of going through your front house. But yeah. And I'm still mapping the stuff out. I got like the phase 1 abilities kind of done. I need transitions. I need to do some animations as well. Like when this thing gets summoned, basically you're gonna kind of build it out. This is a rough draft. I'm not sure what the final thing's gonna look like, but you'll have some kind of catalyst item. And I think to be able to summon these, you'll have to have like a certain minimum max mana. So you can't summon this just because you have everything at like tier 1, like 50 mana. Because there's no way you're beating this thing unless you admin cheat. But you would take like your item and like, do it in the middle. This is a placeholder. These are going to be unique blocks. And then it would eventually spawn this guy and, he would have like an animation where he's kind of like assembling together, and that would be like an immunity phase. And then for phase 2, he breaks out of this and becomes a flying creature. So out of this, all these crystals will come together and form kind of like a halo like this, but around his head. And then this guy becomes a flying guy that pulses, like AoE, it's kind of spell effects and stuff, and will try to, like, come towards you. So you're gonna have to, like, kite him around, and this is where, like, the resist fire spell, that people are like, spell's useless. Nah, it's not gonna be useless for, for these boss fights. You don't have the resist spells. You're kind of leaving money on the table. But yeah. That's the idea. That is the idea. Why is my phone kicking off here? What is going on? Oh, nothing. Perfect. Sorry for all the questions, but a friend of mine wants to know about any magic for potential weather altering. Being able to change the weather to heavy thunder or vice versa, changing weather to clear skies. So I will say right now, unless the weather system changes... Oh, look, it's working now. Unless the weather system changes, it's gonna be a no. And I will tell you why. Weather in this game is not as localized as you may think it is. Storms and stuff goes through, but there is this map kind of mesh for each section that dictates when the whole server can be quote-unquote stormy, but you are in an area where your actual rain values, right, are going to be different. So I have something in right now because I had looked into this. I can make weather change. I created a ritual for it. I was going to make one called the Cloud Breaker, which would get rid of thunderstorms, and then one called Stormcaller, which would make it thunderstorm, but it affects everyone. It's not a localized area. You don't conjure up just like a thunderstorm above your head. Like, everyone feels the weather. And the other part is, because the way the weather system works, and you have to override what its natural pattern is, there's no shutoff for it. So if you do something like Stormbreaker, or you do something like, like Stormbreaker to remove all the clouds, it will never rain again until the server resets, or until an admin goes in and, like, takes it off of the override. You know, or you do the ritual to make it rain, but then it will rain all the time. It wasn't a clean setup. So I'm open to it if weather becomes more localized and compartmentalized and doesn't use this, like... Because it's almost like, you know, the areas that are just temporarily unstable. It's got its own mapping for, like, the XYZ coordinates, and you walk into some areas and, like, your stability's just dropping just because... There's like a static like map that you can't see that kind of dictates in that block position, you know, this is the rate in which your stability drains. But there's something like that for the weather too. Like, it could be quote unquote raining, but you're in a place where it's not raining just because it's more of an arid, you know, for that spot it's more arid, so you don't see the rain, but the map is kind of choosing that for you. Unless I got the whole system wrong and there's something that I don't know about that's, like, hidden, but looking at the code and testing it, that's what I came up with. Let's change all this stuff. So it kind of seems like I may have been right with this. I'm gonna just bump it up here. We're gonna do some experimentation. I think... Not sure if, like, you gotta put it back. Oh, jeez, look what the 1 did. That's what it's doing, so it's not 1 there. That is not the way. It's gotta be this value then. So... I'm gonna see which way this goes, just adding another half block. Okay, so that pushes it out, okay. So then if I were to come in, this is probably gonna be what I want to do. I'm gonna clean up the math a little later. But that's probably what I want to do. To get these kind of seated in there. No, I guess not. Nope. Nope. Went too far. I went too far. Let's... Jeez, you know what? I mean, let's just pop this to a 0 right now. Okay. So it's not 0, so it's going to be a 0.5. It's going to be right in the middle. This will probably do it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that's in the center. Now I need to figure these out. So it's going to be the X for these. So let's do plus, you know what, 0.5F. We'll do a positive first, and then I can jump it to a negative if need be. You know what? Actually, we will start with a negative, and then I will jump it to a positive if need be. Nope. That ain't it. Alright. You know what? This kind of makes sense. It's gotta be here, and it's gotta be here. There we go. Perfect. Let me make sure everything's correct. Yup, that one and that one. Awesome. Okay, well, these have to go down a little bit, so I'm gonna change this platform here. Like this part, the black here, that's gonna be going. Make it daytime. And then this is gonna rest kind of right on the bottom here. so that being said, I think I'm gonna just focus on the west for the test, because it's gonna be the same. East, west. Way too low. Way too low. So maybe this is like a... I'll start at like a 1. Nope, too much there. So 1 brings you all the way up here. I'll bring it down to like a 0.5. Alright, let's kind of break this down. Let me fly. Not quite. Let's try a 0.45. Ooh, man. 3.5? You know, it's probably a 3.75. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's still so close, though. It's so close. Well, I gotta think of the platform. Yeah. I do want to rotate this, too. Let me change the rotation. Oh, man, I forgot what this is. I don't think I can do, like, a 90 like that. I may be able to, but it may be that weird decimal point kind of yaw rotation. We're gonna reload. Oh, wait, was that... Am I changing the west? Oh, it should have happened to all of them. Oh, and this is for vect off. Rotation. Plus 90F. Give that a try. Oops. well, we got something. That wasn't exactly what I wanted here. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So it's not 90. It's going to be that weird decimal point bullcrap. You know, there may be a global constant for it. Now that I'm thinking about it, there may be a global constant. So let me look at global constants. That's the geared jitter. I don't see anything for rotation. Let's just kind of mouse through a little bit. Start at the top. Air drag, jump values. You know what? Maybe something with yaw? Nothing with pitch. Got physics there. Okay, there may not be... Yeah, I don't think there's a constant for this. That's too bad. So I'm really going to have to guesstimate. If I think about it this way, right? 1.0F may be a 360. So let's try 0.5 to, like, do 180. That is wrong. That is wrong. I'm literally gonna have to, like, hunt and peck with this. We'll just start at 1. Well, we'll have it kind of rotate around. So that's 1. So just off-center a little bit. I mean, did I try just 1 with no decimal point? Okay, so 1 with a decimal point's 45 degrees, it looks like. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. So, what's 4 looking like? You kidding me? What's 3 looking like? What? I hate this math so much. This bull crap. Come on, you couldn't just give it to me? couldn't just give it to me, huh? No. 3.25. Like, I'm just gonna keep going. Watch, we'll overshoot it now. Yep, of course. So some mental math there. That should be 175, right? 3.175. Are you? Oh, it's so close. Oh, you know what? Maybe 725. 1725, maybe it. Ah, it's so close. Let's just put a fucking 0 in there, alright? Let's put a damn 0 in there. It like barely moved. This thing sucks. Let's do a 6, 8. Like, I'm literally just throwing numbers at the wall. Okay, so this decimal point out here is not really making much of a difference. Oh, it's off by the smallest bit. My eye can see it, though. If my eye can see it, other eyes can see it too. 4-5? None of this makes any sense, but whatever it takes. Oh, it's still just by a little bit. Let's do a 4. Let's get rid of that point right there. Come on. I think... Let's kind of take a look here. I think that did it. That looks, you know what? That is even enough. Wait, let's look at it from this angle here. Okay, that's even enough. That's perfect. We did it. We did it. Maths this early in the morning is cruel. It's like almost 5 p.m. here. I also noticed the rotation point isn't exactly the same either. And I was going to center it. I kind of like this a little more. What I could do is put a back right here. Kind of like put that way it's kind of like positional, and then maybe put some sides on. I could gut this part out, well, this part right here out. Let's edit this model a bit. I got some ideas. All right, let's open up the model creator. Where is it? Desktop. VS model creator. Man, I gotta clean this computer. I start deleting some stuff. File, open. Oh, I was working on the wyverns before. Rustbound magic. There we go. Source, assets, Rustbound, shapes. Oh, those are shaders. Shapes, blocks, stations, Spellforge, open. Before I do anything else, we're gonna save and quit. Save and quit there. And I am going to minimize that. Okay, down in shapes, station, Spellforge, copy paste. This is going to be the old one. I'll just put like a ZZZ so it's like at the bottom. There we go. So I can preserve the original in case what I'm about to do screws it up and I hate it. There we go. So I'll get rid of this. rid of that. Oh, no. I want to preserve that. Kind of open it up a bit. Same thing here. So for this, let's move this, delete, delete. So this inner part here... Good, oh, I'm so happy I did that. Here, we'll kinda bump it up. 1, 2, 3. Let's make it a 2, 5. And then this bottom base, I'm gonna make this a little thinner. It doesn't have to be super thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it's kind of like being suspended still. Your parchment's gonna be at the bottom. I could just remove the whole base plate, but I wanna preserve some stuff here. So this should be here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that, right? So there's just this one platform that it would sit on. And then this part, I could just bump this back. Here, let's save. We can go back in the world. I can kind of save and then just reload, so I could see these changes while I'm making them. Oh, thank God I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm getting thirsty. Got my water. I remembered today. Not that you guys can see me anyways. I'd be sitting here in my underwear for all you know. Sitting here in my boxers. You'll never know. There we go. Alright. So this is more what we are looking at. Let's... Yeah, I didn't adjust the Y position for everything else, but you'll notice the rotations are correct now. I think this needs to go just a little bit lower. But how much lower can it really go? Posture check. There we go. Done. Thank you. Thank you for looking out for my back. It appreciates it. Alright. I'm going to take this. I'm gonna do this. Watch, see, now I can do a save. Fireball. I think there's actually like a dot reload shapes. The game is having a heart attack. I should have just done a whole reload of the world. There we go. Look at that. Oh wait, no, I'm saving it to Spellforge. So I don't think that did anything. We'll just do a whole world reload. Building assets. I tried to get fancy with it. I know there are .reload commands for a lot of things that I should be taking advantage of. So that's what it looks like now, right? This is an elevated part. See, what I'm doing is the image here, right? It has a natural curve to it already. So why not take advantage of that? and like maybe have something down here, right? Like it rests in there. This does have to go down just a little bit more. So it was down here. What if it's just like a 0? Something minor. Okay, that's pretty darn close to resting. So I'm gonna go with like a 3-6. It's okay if it's embedded like a little bit. Looks like didn't even move at all. There's like the slimmest little line there. Oh, I gotta get rid of that Z fighting up there too. Look at that. So like a 3-4. And then once I get this, this is just gonna be a copy and paste to the other sides. Okay, good. That's pretty good. So it looks like it's resting there. Now I can kind of drive up. So if that's 3, 1, so that would be 4, 7. So let me put something in that's like 10, we'll say. Let's copy this or duplicate it. I'm gonna go with an 8. We're gonna slim this down. Just like that. Maybe back one more. Something like that, right? So it could rest here. All right. Let's see what that looks like. Right? That way it's like a platform kind of holding it up. Reload. And then once I have that, I may make a couple more things, like make it look like this thing kind of sockets in there to some degree, at least the sides. Like maybe I could do some kind of like little rusty nubs or something that kind of connect to the scroll. Okay, I'd say that looks pretty good. I'm not getting Z fighting. It is resting here, so you'll be looking at it from this view. You'll be able to see the pattern when you discover something. This needs to just go further back. But it looks like maybe if I have one space and then probably add another 2 pixels. Alright, so let's duplicate this. I'm gonna do 3. 3 by like a half. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that looks alright. We're gonna duplicate that. There we go. File save. Normally I do this kind of stuff offline, because I don't think people care to see a model getting created, but we'll give it a try. And this is kind of why it takes me a little longer too. Like I'll sketch out what I kind of want it to look like in game. Throw some texture mappings on and kind of take a look here. So it does need to get pushed out a little bit more. That's fine. Length is fine, though, so I could actually, right where these points are, I could put the wall up however I want that to look. Which means these will probably get pushed back. If I'm even going to reuse these, I may just get rid of these. What's with the Z fighting here, too? You know what it is? I was too lazy before. So for this, just up a little bit. There we go. That would have gotten rid of the Z fighting. Which means this doesn't have to be so intrusive. For this, maybe I could do 1, 2, 3. Let's do like a 7, 5 here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, something like that. This... See, I can't just get rid of the whole outer pillar. I want to preserve that part of it. Delete, delete. And then for this one, preserve the top part. And I'll delete this one. For this, I'm going to use this. That's fine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. The same on each side. For this one, I'll just duplicate it, kind of like a cap. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Just for symmetry. These need to change, right? Like, I think the width was fine. It just needs to bump out, like, one more. Oops. One more, there we go. Now I can duplicate this. Do that. Shrink it down. Like that. Perfect. Duplicate that again. There we go. And I will create another one of these plates. I'm going to call this something different, though. Inner rust. Pop it inside there. Actually, that is pretty good. Bump it up one there. Perfect. A file save. File save. There we go. So now I'm going to look for inner rust. Oh, Spellforge. Here we go. So it's not going to be material 2. Let's go back into the Spellforge. Go down to my textures. I don't want to give it Rusty Glow. I will give it... I think I want material 6. I think that's going to be it. And you know what? I could verify it by seeing what this is. Center pillar. Oh, it's actually called Rusty Glow 2. Okay. I stand corrected. Damn it. What was that inner part called again? Inner rust. Copy, select it all, paste, put my pound sign in. Alright, so it should be mapped correctly now. What I'm going to do is file new, Yes. File open. That way I'm not overwriting the mappings that I just did. Open the Spellforge. That's where we are. Fireball it in. Alright, let's see all the changes. Crickaloper, yo! You always working on this mod. Insane dedication, man. Full respect. What are you working on right now? We are changing the Spellforge. We're getting rid of the GUI. It's gonna be well, as you can see here, we're kind of changing everything. So you will be able to just place this down like inside now. I think that came out pretty good. I need to retexture this part here, but I think that's gonna look pretty good. Currently, why isn't this working? Boop. There we go. I probably have to break this to have it work. And I'm getting rid of this too, like having to wrap runes around it. The idea is this is going to be something that that I want you to like tuck next to things. I don't want it to have such a big footprint. I do need to change this value though for all versions. Here we go. There. Now it's kind of embedded in there. Should be fixed for all of it. And that was pretty accurate, having like the portal right at the tip. So she said. Although I could maybe bring this whole thing down a little more, and then have the spike come up so it's like kind of resting on there. And then have it look like a very sharp like pinpoint. We're looking at a very zoomed in Spellforge while Vice sits there in his boxers doing obscure maths. Ah, you know it. You know, and very soon I'm gonna be flashing my neighbors. I'm just gonna walk outside as is. My neighbors can drink it up. That guy is handsome. Oh man, I want to see what it looks like with the portal like open. See, in the particles are so weird in this game because they don't center themselves. Like if you have a point right in the center, like you could see that's where all the particles are starting. It's always like right, upper right justified. So the bigger your particles get, you'll see like there's an edge and they'll be like that. And no matter where you move to, the particles don't center themselves. It kills me, kills my OCD. So this is going to be what it looks like. I think the platform there is pretty cool. With it like shifting and waving. Man, I love the immersive actions instead of GUIs. Yeah, that's the goal. That was a big thing I wanted to change in 1.21. Like, I could do better. Let's not have GUIs unless needed. Something like, help me out, buddy. Alright, something like the Celestial Prism. You know, I need a GUI for you to place the Lacrima on. Just because you need to be able to change, like, the siphon modes to, like, have it absorb. So, like, I couldn't get rid of everything, but where I can, I will. There it is. Not bad. Not bad at all. And all of these, let's get rid of that and that. I gotta do the hitboxes. This hitbox is gonna be all along the bottom. And I'm not sure what the reagents are going to be for this. So this is the main goal. Right now, you create a spell cipher, right? And let's say it's a spell you don't want. What do? You erase it, but it turns it back into a runic scroll, which then you gotta pump a bunch of essence back into. So the goal is, I'm going to change it to where you just get a blank cipher back, right? So if you reset a spell, you just get the blank cipher back. I would like to reduce the cost of you know, how much essence it's going to take by maybe a little bit, but I want some kind of item to be consumed each try, right? I want to move away from it just eating, you know, 8 runes. And maybe it's, and that's what I have these here. Maybe it's like a mage candle or 2, right? They could be maybe shifting fibers or some kind of dust, or maybe primordial fragments, right? Like something where like you would place them down in certain spots. Like obviously you wouldn't place it here, but you know what I mean? Like maybe you know, there's something on top. Maybe you place it in the tray. You know, you would put a primordial fragment in the tray, and then it fires up, you know, and you start doing things. Last stream, when things were cutting out, people were talking about putting a rune stone in here and having it to where, like, it has a chance of eating your rune stone, discovering spells. We're not doing that, I'm sorry. I thought about it. I thought about it last night. We are not doing that. People will kill me. They will be very mean, and I don't blame them. Runestones are expensive. Could you imagine losing a Chimerite runestone because you were unlucky and you rolled a 1 on your first attempt, like critical D&D failure style? Could you imagine? All that hard work, poof, gone. Finished product looks good? Yeah. Well, the lacrima can be physically inside of it, and then you can change the mode with a wand wrench. But then you're looking at, that's not really intuitive. You know, like that's the problem. Like it's not, at least this, I could tell you what mode it's in. I guess I could on the pop-up, but I don't want you to take like a wand wrench or something and another tool and you could just crank. Now it's in siphon mode, crank. Now it's in storage mode. Like if I'm thinking about this willowness, if I'm chasing this rabbit down the hole, then I could possibly do something where see, the constraints would have to be different. The hitbox itself I could shrink down, and then maybe I can have a hitbox like on top, and if you put the lacrima on top, it stores it, and then if you put it on the bottom, it will siphon it. But that's also going to be people having to know what that means. And then me having to explain what that means. But that's just with this, right? Like with the black hole, it's going to be a little weirder. Let's pop a Devouring Void in here. Right, like maybe during the day you can see the hitboxes pretty well. But at night, like you're really going to have to make sure, like you can't see selection boxes with a shader. So, you know, you're really gonna have to make sure, like it's gonna be hard. Light lantern, there we go. I guess in the day, I guess you can, but the hitboxes are gonna be, you'll have to really look for them. Right? You'll see like the faintest edge here. So, I mean, something like that I could do. It's not a bad idea. But, okay, let's chase this a little further. I would prefer everything to be the same. What would you do with the obelisk? That's not really like a floating thing. That would have to be something different. right? And this is the, well, this is the current model for it, 2 blocks high. And the way this would work, I can't really put it in here. This is a quote-unquote multi-block dummy block. This is the real block. This is where the real selection boxes would go. I don't have control over this. So for this, I would have to make a selection box to insert items. But you won't see, like, the progress. You won't see the stack, right? How many stacks you threw in. There are things that you won't see here, but I could maybe shave off this bottom part if I could find, like, places to put. Maybe I make this skinnier. Yeah, that would look weird, though. And then the lacrima would pop out at the side. I don't know. It'd be easier to do it for these. But yeah. Oh, and look at the time! It is time for me to go. The little grill's open. Yeah, the whole... You'll see this whole thing. I did want to make it to where when it's burning, this texture swaps. I never did that. So it looks like it's, like, on. So there's something happening inside. Make a bright kind of rust color. It's the little things like that that kind of help. Alright, let's find someone to raid. I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but you know what I'm gonna make? I'm gonna make some homemade fettuccine alfredo. And I think for the protein, I may end up putting some shrimp in there, saute some shrimp and some butter. I may end up just putting some chicken in, also probably butter chicken. It's gonna be so good. Twitch.tv. Who is playing Vintage Story? Oh, my man Percuss is doing it. We may have to go to him. I enjoy watching Percuss. Awesome, dude. Oh, come on. He's on a boat. He's exploring. I love pulling a Magellan. I wish that that Vintage Story gets like full oceans, because I would just love to explore an ocean. Like, give me a reason to explore the ocean floor. Please, give me a reason to do that. More than just in this tiny little splotch here, there are some clams and some coral reefs that you can't really do anything with. Like, let me want to find these things, you know? Please. Funny thing is, I have, in my machines mod, I have a submarine ready to go when oceans are actually worth something. I have a submarine mod that's ready to go. Vice new mod, underwater world. Yeah, let me just add another mod to my long list of mods I have to keep up. Let's just add another one. No big deal, you know, no big deal. Oh man. You know, there was this thing, this mod jam that I saw for like Halloween. And I was really considering doing it. Because I'm like, it would be cool to make, like, I was gonna make a broomstick mod. Right? Where you could, like, you know, kind of like the old witch theme, you would create your broomstick and it would be a flying mount, and you'd be able to like fly around on the broomstick, and like the broom itself would have had durability. And then the bristle head part, like the bristle part would be how fast you could go, so you could like socket a new one in and like upgrade it. But then I thought, no, the mod doesn't just end there for the mod jam. No, it's gonna be something that people are gonna want to have me upkeep in perpetuity. Like, nope, I can't do that. Get it. So let's raid Percuss. Quidditch, please. I'll leave that to the hardcore Harry Potter fans to make. I encourage everyone to, if you have a mod idea, to get into modding. And I try to help people too, like get started and like map out their ideas and stuff. Because the way I see it, if someone else makes a mod that I then use, right, then, I mean, come on, that's just great. That's just more fun for us all. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we are making some progress here. The Spell Forge, I'll probably tinker with it a little bit more. Gotta do the hitboxes, retexture some things, fix the back, right? Maybe drop this down a little. There's stuff to do, definitely. Citrus Nicole, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll be streaming tomorrow, too. I've been pretty good trying to stream every day at the same time. But thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go make some food. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.